Okay, so we are back for another episode. We backtracked through room 2 and from room 3. We had our big debacle here. We encountered that boggle in the deep growth, and they were a little friendly, but our now deceased pals Moss and Keto decided they wanted to tangle. They wanted to go and eat that little underground cow, and it turned out disastrous for us. Right, the boggle fled. They killed the cow, but in the process, the cow gored. I believe it was Moss first, and then that. With the timekeeping we do every 30 minutes, we do a random monster check. We rolled and discovered a gas spore. So we, for story's sake, decided that little tussle here awoke one of these little mushroom characters, maybe. It was a gas spore. And we got into combat with it. We tried to flee the area. No, we didn't try to flee the area, but we killed that gas spore. But its ability it has is it infected Keto, and now within 2 hours there's going to be 5 more gas spores that spawn from Keto's body, and then in 5 days time there'll be full-grown gas spores. So our crew has decided that we want no part of the Underdark. It's actually quite dangerous over here, and we had a pretty disastrous encounter in here that claimed half of our party so far, right? We had 4 guys. Now we're back down to our original 2. So we're fleeing back up here. We burned 10 minutes having Summer try to climb back up these wet rocks to backtrack through room number 2. Room number 2. We came here. We're back to room number 1. And we've got another 20 minutes or so before we do another random monster check. But we have a unchecked door here. We don't know what it is. We haven't investigated it yet. Could be trapped, could be something. But we've decided to take the easy route. This is just an open entrance. So we're going to travel these little 15 feet to the open entrance. And we're going to continue on in our journey in exploring this infinite Burrows. We know why it's called the infinite Burrows now, because it goes to the Underdark. But let's figure out the rest of the temple then. We'll find out what's going on. So we're going to go to this room here, and I'm going to go to our dungeon generators, the random dungeon generation, and we're going to figure out where we're going. So we have to figure out the entrance now. So I believe I have to go to the starting area. So I'm going to go to back to the table here. And here we go, the starting area. So we're going to this open entrance. There's no door. Free to explore. And what do I need to roll? A D10 to find out what the starting area is. Where does it go to? So on a 1, it just goes to a passage. So we're going over here and now to the passage table. Let's figure out what kind of a passage this is. We rolled a 17. It goes to an opening to the left. Okay, oh wait, hold on. Well, we're not in... I wanted to find out how long this passage is. It just says a passage. How long is the passage? On the 17, opening to the left. Stairs. Well, let's just roll a D4 for now, I guess, or should we do a D6 and say that's how many feet it goes? No, let's just roll the D4. So it's just going to go 1 square and then immediate stairs going up. Okay, so we're just immediately going up a level. I'll draw this out really quick. So this is like the rough look of what our stuff is, right? Room 1 drops down into that little area with the pond that dropped down into the Underdark cavern. So if we're going this way and there's an immediate opening to the left with stairs going up, I guess we could say maybe this passage can continue on, but there's just stairs up here first. So maybe I'll blot this out and say maybe this continues on, but there's some stairs here. We're going to go up the stairs and check out what that looks like. So again, we need another D20 roll. These stairs are on an 11, down 1 level to a passage. So these go down So again, we're going to draw some little stairs here, right? That go boom, 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 boom. Here's some stairs down one level. And we go to a passage. So we got to go back up to the passage contents. Oops, sorry. Oh, that's what I should have rolled, maybe, was on this passage contents. Okay, well, let's find out what this passage has. We go down the level. We're going down one level. Ooh, that went off camera. Hopefully you can see that, but another 17. It goes down a level. Opening to the left is another. So it's just a room directly. This takes us down and down to another opening, the exact same opening we had. Opening to the left, stairs. Well, what's this going to be, like a spiral then? Maybe it'll be like a spiral. So I need to, this is now, imagine it, we come down and then opening to the left. So I guess if we come down here, it would kind of be like going this way. Imagining there's we're underneath this room now. So we go into here. Let's go back to the stairs table one more time. And a d20 on an 8. Down one level to a d4. Here we go. We got a room. To a d4. 3. Oh, no, it's not a room. Sorry, it's another passage. So this is going to a passage. So back up to the passage table. Ooh, where was that passage table? Might be further up, right? Passage table. I guess we could do a content. Is this optional? Roll after every passage table roll. Oh, whoops. So maybe I should have rolled. Well, let's see what the passage is first. This is just kind of taking us underneath the room. On a 3, passage goes 30 feet and ends in stairs. So it'll go, what, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So then imagine there's more kind of stairs here. There's this little passage. Cuts all the way across underneath this room. Let's roll on the passage contents. I don't think we did that the last time. Maybe we should have did that. But we have enough of a passage now. On an 18, 1 to 69 it's an empty passage. Okay. Well, we're going to go, it's back to stairs, right? It was, what did we roll again? Go to the stairs table. Yeah, it goes 30 feet, ends in stairs. Go back to the stairs table. It's just taking us even deeper. So d20, we're back to the stairs. On a 10, it goes down one level to a room. Add 30 to the room contents roll. So these stairs that come here, imagine they're stairs, they go down one level, and then our next room is here, which might, the way our layout is, it's either might take us into this little water area we had, or we could have the stairs change to go this way. Maybe it goes down under and it's under this room. And maybe we can plan a way to have another entrance to get into this room. Maybe we could bypass this trap. Just because I don't want to have to, like, if this goes to another room, the way we laid out our map was this was the little water area, right? Looking at our map here. So if we went left, we'd come here through the stairs down. The passage goes here down a level to another room. But the way our layout is this is kind of where this stuff is, right? So we'd be in the way of this. So I don't think I want that. I think we'll make it branch off this way. This is where you got to change things a little bit to fit your layout. So maybe these stairs go to a room underneath the whatever is on the other side of this door. And this could be a room, and we could be in a room under the room. In which case, that might be a way for us to bypass this trap here. But in the meantime, what had we rolled? We gotta jot out our. We went down one level to a room, and you add. Okay, we gotta add 13 or 30 to the room table. So what kind of a room is this? D20. So on a 4, it's a square of 1d4. So that's a +1. So 30 feet by 30 feet on all sides. Okay, so if we're here, right, maybe 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Maybe it starts there. Maybe it comes here, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So it's we're underneath. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Kind of a big room. And again, I'm just going to do little jot lines here because we're under the main level. Hopefully you can see that, but it's like that's our next room we're in. These stairs brought us down here, down into here. Let's do our exits really quick. It was 1d4 exits. We have 3 exits. I will count maybe this as an exit, and then we'll throw one here and we'll throw one here to make us branch off this way, because this is all underground cavern, and we're, maybe we could see that this wall's crumbling and starting to leach into here a little bit. Could be a little view into that underground cavern where all the gas spores are. Which is a little nerve-wracking because them gas spores could potentially weasel their way up here and spread into here, right? This dungeon might get more dangerous as we go. Now, let's figure out the room contents, and we have to add 30 to our roll, which makes it dangerous, I believe. I believe the higher rolls are they're dangerous. So we're going to 41 plus the 30, so 71. 68 to 71. I don't know if you could see that. NPC, enemy or ally of the PC near death. 1d4 levels less than you. Minimum level 1. Well, they're just going to be a level 1 NPC. Unconscious, level appropriate, hard encounter. Enemy or enemies reduced to 50% HP. Loot 50%. A battle has obviously gone on here. The NPC has fought a powerful creature and lost, but has damaged it somewhat. NPC, enemy or ally of the PC near death. Who would be our enemy or ally of the party? We spent time in Greyfast. We know the evil dwarf innkeeper. And then there was also an evil dwarf shopkeeper. Those are the 2 interactions we've had. Who else have we talked to? Our gnome tavern friend? Or a gnome? We talked to those gnomes in the encampment, right? So these guys were friendly to us. The gnome tavern keeper here in Barnmouth Village was friendly to us. But otherwise, we didn't really talk to anybody else because, we talked to the books and maps keeper, and we have him tied up. He was our enemy, right? We got him tied up. Who else did we talk to? Nobody else really. The only other person it could be is that tavern keeper, that gnome, or one of the gnomes, or maybe it's a guy who survived from here. That's the only way we can make this work. I could roll on dice for it, but we just haven't interacted with too many people. So for story's sake, it's going to be one of these gnomes, because we rolled for them saying they had got massacred and stuff, and they were part of a bigger exploration party. There's 5 left, so maybe this guy is a 6th guy that belongs to that gnome exploration party. Now, it says he's near death. So we could potentially help this guy out. Because he's not dead yet. We'll say he's like unconscious. So we could, yeah, he's unconscious right there. It says that. So we can do a little bit of a heal on this guy and maybe take him out of the dungeon and help him out here. But first we have to figure out this hard encounter. And the enemies all have 50% HP. So that's good. We could potentially clean up this battle. Has fought a powerful creature and lost, but has damaged it somewhat. Loot 50%. Let's figure out if we get loot from this stuff first off. So I need to roll a 50 or under, and on a 75 we have no loot. No loot. That's a shame. So it's just going to be some monsters and whatever we can kind of loot off the monster, right? Otherwise we could have got to roll on a horde table. So let's come up with a hard encounter. Now we need a level appropriate hard encounter. So we're going back to our table of contents here. We're going to go to the monster encounters for the PC, 2 PC conversion table. We got 2 PCs, level 1 hard. To determine this encounter, use the 1 PC level 2 hard. So level 2, bringing it down to the hard. We're going to roll a d6. We got a 4. On a 3 to 4, we got 1 1/4 monster and 1/8 monster. So, okay, 1/4 monster and 1/8 monster. Let's come to our tables. 1/4 monster and 1/8 monster. Dungeon Underdark. Probably pretty blurry for you guys. Sorry about that. 1/4 monster. Here's our 1/4 monster, which is going to be on a 1. Another one of these cows. Another deep wrath. What the hell? How did they get up here? That's our 1/4 monster. And then what was he at? An 8th monster on a d12. Sorry, I'll grab my d12 wherever I put it. We got a 9. Another slad tadpole. So we're kind of the same monsters a lot. So we got a slad tadpole and another deep wrath. Which again, we're going to say the slad tadpole is evil. And the wrath, I don't know about that guy. He was an unaligned creature. So I think I still have him open here in my... Yeah, he's unaligned. Medium beast, unaligned. I guess, like, is he somehow fighting for... Or, no, let's roll on their... Let's roll on the table here to see how friendly they are, maybe. Maybe that's what we'll do for that Wrath character. So on a 90, it would be enthusiastically friendly. So that cow fella's friendly. And now we need to look up the slad tadpole. Do I still have him marked on my page here? No, I do not. I don't believe I do. Let's look him up in the old slad tadpole, 284. We're going to bring it on down to 284. That's our Sturge page. I guess our Sturges are dead. I can take my little page marker off of there. And I'll throw this one on the slad tadpole. 284, chaotic neutral. Chaotic neutral. But it's an enemy of the gnome. And an enemy of an enemy is my friend. So we rolled a 3 anyway to see what kind of disposition he had. And on a 0 to 5, it's violently hostile. It's going to attack immediately. So I guess is that deep wrath character... It's enthusiastically friendly, we had rolled. But is it in league with the slad tadpole? No, it's not. Maybe if we can kill this... kill the slad tadpole, then well, Will that work? If we kill the Slad Tadpole, will we get to confront this this character, you know? Maybe potentially get this Deep Wrath on our side, if he's enthusiastically friendly. Let me plan this. Here's a thing I found for like monster intentions and tactics. We rolled that it's violently hostile for the other guy, so he's gonna do what he's gonna do. We're a little, I don't know if like that Wrath would fight for the Slad Tadpole, but we're gonna use this to just give us some kind of an indication of what it's gonna do. On a D100 roll, a 73 would take it. Monster views this area as its territory, and you as a challenger, it attacks immediately, trying to drive you backward. It might make strength checks to push you back. Okay, how about this? We just disregard this friendly. Maybe it's enthusiastically friendly to the Slad Tadpole. How about that? We'll game it that way. So we're just going to battle these things. Easier planning that way. And they each have half hit points, so you know, if we can get initiative and land our attacks, they're not going to last long. Okay, now I will draft up a battle area, but I kind of want to dress this dungeon a little bit, if we can. Let's see if there's a dungeon random architecture and feature table. Let's go to here. Is there something within this room? And then I can draw the battle map out and maybe add a little bit of features. So on a 7, pillars along each side. Anything hiding there? Okay, so I'm going to draw a little room that has some pillars that we can utilize for our battle map, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here's room 4. Kind of drafted up our little 30 by 30 room, right? We came down the stairs, down the passage, opened into this room. We got our little pillars that were the features of the room. This is going to be our little gnome NPC. He's unconscious. He's in here somewhere. This is going to act as our Slad Tadpole. It's the closest looking thing I have to these kind of guys here. And same with this guy. He's going to be that little Deep Wrath guy. It's the closest thing I have to looking like a little cow-looking fella. Those are going to be our characters. I did find a little dwarf guy. Here's Golly. So we're swapping him out. We're going to have that be Golly, and this is Summer. Let's determine the distances of these guys. Whereabouts are they, I guess? Are they nearby? Are they near, mid-range, or far? Right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, because it's, you know, 6 squares by 6 squares, I'm just going to see whereabouts across are they. So on a 1, he's kind of in this area. And then how far back is he going to be? On a 2, the Slad Tadpole, or let's have the gnome be right here. They noticed the gnome first. Let's figure out where the Slad Tadpole is going to be. On a 4, he would be around here. And 1, so he's hanging out. He's right here, ready to ambush us. And in my mind, I was thinking, if he's here, if they were going to be nearby within the first 2 rows, I'm going to give them advantage on initiative as if they have surprise, right? So on a 5, that Wrath character is kind of in this range, either up and down. It's going to be 3. Oh, he's exactly right. Or he'd be on the pillar. We're not going to have him on the pillar then. He'll just suck down here. We'll give them both advantage. These guys are going to have advantage on initiative. This guy's out of combat. He's unconscious. He doesn't matter, but that's roughly where he's going to be. Let's roll some initiative for our characters. So I'll do the Deep Wrath first. I'll bring this up here. Deep Wrath, he's got a 0 dex score, or a 0 modifier, so he's just going to have whatever he rolls. So on the 12, he has advantage. The higher of the 2 is 12. So we're going to write this down here, keep track of everything. Get another scrap sheet for the battle to come. He drew a 12. Our Slad Tadpole has a 2, plus 2 to his roll. So on an 8 with the advantage, he's got a 10. So the Tadpole got a 10. Summer's got a +2 to her initiative. Not 20. Summer's going to go first. It looks like she rolled a 22. Golly rolls a 13, but he's got -1 to the initiative. So he's got a 12. So him and that Roth got to figure out who's going first. So between the Roth, a 6. Between Golly, a 10. Golly's going to go first. So the order is Summer, Golly, Roth, Tadpole. And with them being at half health, it's, you know, if we can get both of our attacks off right off the hop, it's going to look like this will be a pretty easy battle for us, right? They're at 50% health already. So we could just kind of clean up. We might have to roll initiative or morale checks right off the hop for those guys on the start of their turn. But we'll see. We'll save it for the next turn. Summer's going to go first. Now, she's got to be, again, Golly's got the light. He's got the lamp. It casts 15 feet, right? So it's his light's kind of going this way, 5, 10, 15, illuminating here. But there's this wall here. So his light, they're obscured in shadow a little bit, right? His bright light would cast through this way, and we'll say maybe this will be dim light right away, as opposed to, it would have been like 5, 10, 15 in this kind of a circle, but because the wall's here, it's going to obscure some of the bright lights coming here, 5, 10, 15, casting dim light for another 15. It can illuminate almost a whole room, but because this is obscuring his little light beam, we're going to say they're in dim light. Summer will have disadvantage on her attacks if she comes on down here. Let's have her make an attack. She dips to the right 5 feet. She's going to go for the tadpole first thing. She has disadvantage on her attack. So at a 9 and an 11, never forget, she has a 9 plus the 5. So she gets a 14. She's making the great axe attack. A 14 to her attack. Slad Tadpole only got an AC of 12. That's going to hit. And she's going to roll a d12. Whoop, that went off camera. 4. She has Savage Attacker. Another 4, doesn't matter. She's got 4 plus the 3. That's going to take it to 7, but it doesn't matter because he's only got 7 HP to begin with. So just one cleave. The tadpole is out of the battle. This is very quick. I probably didn't even have to draw these rooms. But you never know. Things can shake up pretty funny. So that's her attack. Tadpole's done. Golly's going to go next. So he's going to enter into the room. Let's have him go 5, 10. Maybe he makes an attack at this guy. 15, 20. He can move up to 30. Does he take a swing? Does he take a swing? How good is his mace attack? Or what did we say? He was holding the lamp. So one hand's got his lamp. He doesn't have his shield. Unless he, like, we decided he has his shield so he could have a higher AC. And then he could just try cast a spell. Could always try cast his cantrip, right? Maybe I like when he gets a spell off. Let's tuck him back because his let's pretend like he didn't go that far. Right, let's backtrack, change our mind. Because he gets a +4 to his attack, but he gets a +5 to a spell attack bonus if he does try to land it. Let's have him do a Sacred Flame. It has a range of 60 feet, if I remember correctly. And we're just going to bring up that Sacred Flame, 318. I can't remember what the if it's a save. I think he makes a saving throw, that Deep Roth character. So on a Spare the Dying, here we go. No, sorry, not Spare the Dying. What the heck did I say we were going to do? Sacred Flame. That's what we're doing. On a Sacred Flame cast, 60 feet. This is cantrip, instantaneous, vocal, somatic. So Flame-like radiance descends on a creature that you can see within range. Target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 radiant damage. The target gains no benefit from half cover and all that jazz. So let's see if that Deep Wrath can make a saving throw. It makes a saving throw of 12. Now it says make a dexterity saving throw. And our saving throw, our spell save DC is a 13. It rolled a 12, no good. Dexterity, it's got 0. Yeah, so it failed that. So this spell lands perfect on a D8 max damage. 8 points of damage, and that Wrath is also at half hit points. I believe it was. So what would that take it down to? Oh yeah, so that was a super easy combat. But hey, we like that because we get some easy experience points. We're trying to level up here. And the Wrath is going to give us 50. So divided by 2 for 2 party members. That's 25 and 25. Plus the Slad Tadpole gives us another 25 divided by 2. We're going to say it's 12. So 25 and 12 going to each party member. And that's the end of that combat. What else do we need to do? Yes, I think that Deep Wrath character doesn't like have any treasures. At least I can't see anything from on this page. So yeah, it's unlikely a cow character is going to be holding some coin. I think the last time we battled one of these things, we said they wouldn't have anything. But in this case, I'm going to, like, it says they carry any treasure, any. So I'm going to roll on some treasure charts here. And we can, for story's sake, say, oh, maybe it fell out of the gnome's pocket in their fight, and old Golly and Summer picked it up, right? We're going to come to the, in the Dungeon Master's Guide, again, we're going to look for Adventure Rewards, page 120. Scroll on over here. We're going to go on the Random Individual Treasure because they carry any treasure. They were like in this range, so 3d6 gold pieces. Let's see how much gold we found on the ground, either from the gnome or the Slad Tadpole. So 4, 6, and 10 gold pieces. Do we want to split that evenly, or do we want to give it all to one guy in his pocket? Let's factor in. Let's do who had the higher. What would it be? Perception? Would that be perception? If you just like kind of find stuff. Let's have a look. What do you think? What would you do for somebody finding stuff? Investigation. Let's do whoever's got the higher investigation roll. Okay, they each got 0. So Golly's roll 17. Summer's roll a 6. Golly finds 7 gold coins lying on the ground, and perfect because he needs a little bit more. He's a little less than Summer, so he's got 173 gold pieces now. But he's got to pay her pretty soon when he's done. They each have 194 experience points now. So they're getting closer to leveling up. I think we need 300. We'll hit level 2. So we're getting there, gang. A lot of our battles have been kind of lucky so far, aside from losing our buddies, Moss and Keto, rest in peace. So these guys are out of the mix now. We picked up our gold from this battle. We got our experience points. We can continue on with the story. Let's come and investigate this gnome character here. Let's roll up an NPC for us on Solo Dungeon Masters here. We're going to come here to the table of contents. We're going to go to the NPC generator. We know the race. He's a dwarf. Or sorry, he's a gnome. Or she might be a gnome. Well, let's find out, right? What's this character? We find on a 89... It's going to be a female gnome. The alignment, 23. So this would be a chaotic good gnome. I don't know if we need to roll on the profession. 32. we could see what, like, we could say she's just a you know, she's a archaeologist or something, or maybe she's something different within the party. What would 50 land us at on this roll? A handmaiden. So she's just a handmaiden. She's just a damsel in distress gnome who was maybe tagging along one of the other gnome parties, you know, their archaeology party, and she was tagging along. Maybe this is a wife of one of these gnome guys. So I think we got to do a little something to get her back up to the party so that we can, you know, come out of this and say, hey, we rescued this handmaiden for you. And we'll see if how they take us in now, right? Maybe we'll be best buds after this. She is unconscious, so we have to check out some rules on this to see what you do for being unconscious. Now, I read through the rules a little bit for unconscious kind of players or NPCs and stuff, and it says they are unconscious until they they gain hit points, or we can make a medicine check to stabilize them, and then they would gain 1 hit point, and it said to roll 1d4 hours. And we don't want to do that because every 30 minutes we got to do random monster checks, and we don't want to wait in here too long. So I'm thinking we might just have to expend Golly's last spell slot here. He's got 1 left. And maybe we do Cure Wounds on this NPC. So she's up, and we say, hey, let's get out of here. We leave this dungeon, and we take a long rest. We've had a lot of combat. We've been fighting in this dungeon. We've only cleared 4 rooms of the 10. We've been in here for quite a while, but we did come out of it with a bit of coin, which is nice. We got some experience points, but maybe, like, I don't want to leave this character in here. Like, I would like to make some good relationships with the gnomes out there. So I'm going to have Golly cast that Cure Wounds spell on this character. I don't know if we need to roll for it. If we get into like another combat, we will. I guess I'll just figure out what her health is at. She can be in our thing. But for now, we're going to expend our spell slot. So we have no more spell slots we can use. We can only use 2. And we used that 1. I think we use Healing Word or something already. So we're going to cast the other one, Cure Wounds. Hey, she's back up. How you doing? We're here to, you know, we saved you from these 2 creatures over here. And we're going to, you know, do you want to come with us out to leave this dungeon and go back to your camp? We'll escort you out. This should be a pretty easy one. Maybe it's like a 5 or something like that, right? But it don't even matter. We rolled a 19, so she would say, absolutely, I'm coming with you guys. Please escort me out of here. And now we're going to leave this dungeon with our player in tow. For timekeeping's sake, I'm going to log how much feet we move and everything, right? So we would be going, what, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. We're back up into the main room. Yeah, we kind of came up here 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. I'm going to add 90 feet to our time, and we are outside the dungeon with our player in check. It says in the rule book, in a little section, that every 200 feet you kind of go. It's a minute of time burned. And I imposed a rule of whenever we find a room and we investigate it and stuff like that, it adds 10 minutes to our time. So I've been trying to keep track of time here to see how much, what did we say, like 90 feet? 90 feet to leave dungeon. And then we burned up 10 minutes trying to escape, 10 minutes trying to get out of our exploring room 4. So we only had 10 minutes to burn, but every 200 feet equaled a minute of light time. And I don't think, you know, I think we just breezed right through and got the heck out of the dungeon. I don't think we have 10 minutes worth of time equating to 200 feet. We didn't travel that far. So no wandering monster check. We're out of the dungeon. And we're gonna backtrack because we gotta travel still 5 miles here, and that's got to be getting close to the end of the day. Maybe, I don't know how long we were in that dungeon. Not that long, like maybe like an hour to be honest, but we traveled there from at the beginning of the day. We went 5, and then it'll be another 5 to come back. We can only travel 24 miles in a day. That would be half the day just going back and forth. Let's do a wilderness check to see if we encounter anything on the way back to the camp. In a plains hex here, let's see, I don't know if you can see, in the plains hex I have, would this be moderately to sparse? No, uninhabited and wilderness. This would kind of be like a wilderness hex. It's going to be a D10. On a 1 we encounter something. Oh, wouldn't you know it, we're always encountering something. We have a wilderness encounter on the way back. These little 5 miles, we encounter something. So I'm going to pull up a wilderness encounter on the old page here. So let's come to wilderness encounters. A D100. We're going to see what we encounter. On an 87, scroll on down. Says we have patrol from the nearest settlement. Oh boy. Now, the patrol is the nearest settlement. We had, when we first did our first combat, we had fought a kobold inventor with the evil map maker. And then we were rolling to see if there was anything nearby, and it would be we had rolled that the kobolds have a lair in here, so I guess technically you could call this the nearest settlement. So there is a patrol of kobolds coming over here. So now we have to prep a little bit of a battlefield here. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that cure wounds and see how much health we get onto this handmaiden. I'm gonna have to roll up some stats for her to find out what she is. She's a level 1 something. Let's come to the NPC really quick. Profession table, class table. What is she? She's a handmaiden, but is she something on the on the old sheet here? She is a fighter. She's a little gnome fighter. Okay, so we can kind of give her a bit of an attack. She's going to be level 1 because that was like the lowest we could go on that thing, and that's what we'd roll. She's a level 1 fighter. So I'm going to have to craft up a quick little stat block for her with some a weapon she can use and fight with us, potentially. And how big should this patrol be? How big would a patrol of kobolds be? They typically use like pack tactics and stuff like that, right? Would we roll a 10? How many deep are they rolling? Should we roll a D10 or a D6? If they have numbers, it might be on a 10, right? I don't know. It could be on a 12. They could be rolling really deep. Sorry, I dropped my dice there. Let's have a roll. 5. There's going to be a patrol of 5 kobolds from this nearest settlement that we encounter. Maybe they somehow caught wind magically or something like that. Maybe that Boggle was somehow in league and like he's stealing underground cattle and bringing them up to them to feed or something like that. And they caught wind from him when he fled that we're in here causing some mischief and messing up their hustle they had going on with the old kobold inventor. So they're sending a patrol of 5 down from this lair. And, for story's sake, it might be worth our salt to go in there and clear this lair eventually. if they're going to keep causing problems. But for right now, we have a big problem on our hand. We have 5 kobolds to deal with. And I've got to do a little bit of creating and drafting up of the scenario, right? So we're going to have a gnome. I'll let you guys see how much we cured her for. We don't have spells. Golly does not have spells he can utilize, so it's going to be a little hairy here. Let's see, where's the cure wounds? Let's find out how much this gnome has for health points first. It might get a little sketchy for us. 259. And our whole thing might just be trying to keep her alive, I think. 259, cure wounds. Where's cure wounds? Oh no, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong page. No, should be on the right page. There it is. Blind. A creature you touch regains a number of hit points equal to 2d8 plus the spellcasting ability modifier. So 1 plus 3 is 4 plus our ability modifier. The spellcasting ability modifier is, what do we got here? So it'd be wisdom. Yeah, so 4 plus 3. So she's got 7 hit points. And we just got to remember that. I got to draft up the little stat block for her now and make another little battle map. We are in the wilderness, and we're going to have to scrap a patrol of 5 kobolds. This has been a very dangerous journey to exploring that infinite burrows, but hey, that's Dungeons and Dragons for you.